Anyone who's been around on my channel more than a year or two, I mean, I can't even begin to give my biggest thanks to all of you guys who've been around, because you've seen my struggles, you've seen my changes. Sometimes you kind of have to take risks and you have to kind of be bold sometimes.
Harmin with the putt. The drive to push through despite the lack of results.
I want to have in my hands the 100,000 subscriber plaque. You who are watching right now, what you can do is like my videos, share them, comment on them, and just tell anyone you know about them. And the more people share them and comment and stuff, that helps.
Earlier we said we can only get better from here.
Yeah, we can only go up from here.
It can only go up from here out there.
Exactly.
So.
Put that over my wherever I was filming, like a cemetery or a grave or a house or whatever I was filming. So we're gonna have kind of like I guess you would call it a part 2 maybe, to kind of my journey, my story of my YouTube career, so to speak, and kind of more background on me. And I still haven't gotten one person yet who's come up to me in public, so if you see me in public, you can say hi, I don't care.
Who will be the first person to recognize Harmin on the streets and come out and, don't I know you from YouTube?
Yeah, so I mean,
you've been playing frisbee golf on and off for a number of years.
I don't know if you call it a sport, but you know, number one hobby, I guess, besides filming. And right now I'm at 15 minutes and it's at 230 views. So I mean, it's kind of on par. I feel like I'm a professional, but I'm not. It's easier when you have 6 or 7 discs. You can just carry it in a bag.
I love it. So we're gonna catch up, talk a little bit about what's happened the last few months, what's coming up the next few months, and throw a couple of discs and let's see what happens, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's on for months and months and months.
Absolutely. I have other interests in other sports like baseball and football. I just wasn't very good at it. I'll just put it that way. So I wanted to find something that I enjoyed, that, you know, was doable. And I've always been pretty decent at throwing a frisbee. And so when I found out that there was something called disc golf, I was like, hey man, I'll check it out. So
something you can be kind of crappy at and still have fun too, probably, right?
Yeah, you don't have to be perfect at it. I mean, it's kind of like bowling or something, where it's like, as long as you just throw it down towards the goal or the, you know, the pins or whatever you're doing, you know, it's fun. I would say that's pretty good.
Hey, how do you feel about your first toss there, boss?
I would say that's pretty darn good. I mean,
all right, let's go find your disc here, shall we?
Yeah.
What would you say to somebody that's never played disc golf before and is watching this video for the first time?
I would say try to not have grand expectations that you'll be able to like throw it several hundred feet, because these types of frisbees are different than a normal frisbee. I wasn't good on the first 500 games I've played. You know, it takes a lot of time, but you'll get there. Oh, that's okay. It didn't roll down the hill, so it'll allow you just to like,
drop it in.
You don't have to like throw it or anything. Just as long. So
that took you 3 throws. Is this a par 3 hole?
I believe this is a par 3, so that means I made the par, which so far that's a good standard you want to get to.
A little bit different format than last time when we kind of had our interview last fall.
Right, it's been a year.
It's been a year, man, and lots has changed for Harmin in a year.
Oh my gosh!
When we met last time, I think you were close to somewhere between 10 and 15,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
What a difference a year makes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was at like 13,000, and yeah, in a year I've gotten to, again, I'm pretty close to 70,000. You know, I used to do abandoned videos, then of course I switched to kind of the crime scene stuff, And so I think if it wasn't for me deciding to go out on a kind of a limb and decide to change to the crime scene stuff, I really don't think my channel would be anywhere near where it is now. So sometimes you kind of have to take risks and you have to kind of be bold sometimes. May not always pan out, but I think for me in this situation, I think it's panned out pretty well. So let's hope for the future. Hopefully it keeps going.
Nice job, man. It's a little bit different kind of a toolbox here. Tell me a little bit about what you got going on here, buddy. I see several different discs in different colors. So
yeah, so a couple of these are designed for like mid-range, meaning like they're designed to go like kind of half the distance towards the basket, and then some of these are designed for like I said, the close range or the putters. And then again, a couple of these like this and this are meant for the long distance, throwing it, you know, a couple 100 feet or so.
What's the idea here when you've got an obstacle like a pond that you're trying to avoid? Are you going to kind of play conservative and kind of lay up and try to, you know, bet it safe, or are you just going to just bomb it and just go for broke?
I've learned pretty early on this particular hole that you have to be really conservative, otherwise it will definitely go in the pond. And I've gotten them in the pond before.
Harmin's getting ready to launch the frisbee over this wetlands area, and the risk is if it doesn't make it, well,
you're kind of out of luck unless it lands near the edge close to where you can grab it. If not, then you're kind of screwed.
But you're just gonna, this is one of the ones where you send it, huh?
Yeah, I just have to throw it as hard as I can and
hope for the best.
Hopefully it doesn't curve right into the
All right, I believe in you, I have faith.
I'm probably gonna go for the closest edge possible, which is right there. All right, I'm gonna give myself as much running room as I can. We're good. Woo! We made it across. And that was like as much power as I could possibly bring to that throw.
Nice throw, Eric. That was actually a thing of beauty. Just watching it kind of
went pretty straight,
sail right? Straight and level and hit the other side there. One of the subsections of our last video was Harmin's on the loose.
Oh yeah.
Now my understanding is, since that video has been filmed, and since you were, well, somewhat vulnerable about some of the more personal areas of your life, you've had a few people that have responded to, well, your singleness. Tell me a little bit about what's ensued, and you know, whether or not you've met someone yet.
Harmin's on
the loose.
So, you know, eventually, yeah, I would love to have a family. I would love to have kids someday. That is something I would like to have. That's a good follow-up question. Yeah, so I mean, I am pushing myself to go out there and actually, you know, go to different events and different, you know, I have a church I go to, so, you know, go to different church events and other different games and meetings and stuff like that. And, you know, eventually, you know, theoretically I'll find the right one. You got to kind of push yourself, and I feel like I do that a lot with filming in general, filming out in public. That was not easy the first couple years. I was incredibly intimidated just filming outside in public because, you know, people are like, what's this guy with this camera? You know, what is he doing? So, you know, kind of pushing my own boundaries, and, you know, it's good to kind of grow and do that. So who knows, maybe by the next follow-up there might be a Mrs. Harmin. We'll see.
How many gals have reached out to you via Instagram and other social media platforms to try to initiate a date?
I mean, there's been a dozen or so you know, women or girls that have reached out to me and said they're pretty interested in me and want to maybe date me, but it's been about a year and a few months since I decided to kind of switch genres or you know, the type of videos I do. And again, when I first switched, I had no clue, you know, if people would be open to it, if they would actually click on my videos. And so far it's been pretty awesome. A lot of great feedback from all you guys, and even the negative comments that I've seen, I mean, it doesn't really bother me. I mean, maybe a little bit, but at the end of the day, if you don't like my videos, just don't watch. I mean, it's pretty plain and simple. If you like me and my stuff, then absolutely.
Sometimes the frisbee rolls towards the bucket, sometimes it rolls away.
It's kind of the roll of the dice, you know.
You put in the effort, but the results don't always go your way.
And that's true in my videos, and it's true in life, you know.
Any tips or tricks? I'm getting ready to throw one here.
Yeah.
It's about a 20-footer.
The wind does have a decent effect on where this goes, but usually kind of pointing your shoulder when you release the frisbee. Wherever your arm stops is usually the direction it'll kind of follow.
Hey, fly fishing is a little bit like that too.
So yeah, I was gonna say fly fishing. Wherever your arm goes and releases, I'm sure that's kind of where the rod,
where your object goes, where your fly goes too.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of similarity in that aspect.
Hey, they don't call it fish and fly.
That's right.
With Gus for nothing. So
that's right.
Let's work on the fly part of our channel right now. See if we can fly this frisbee over into that bucket.
Right into the bucket. That's right. Let's do it.
I used to play baseball when I was a kid, and I've skipped rocks and.
Yeah, there are some similarities to it.
Not close enough, but you know what? I think if I had to do it over again, I'd probably get it.
And to be honest, that's almost exactly how I threw it too.
Throw was basically later right there.
Yeah, exactly, man. I work at an elementary school, and basically work in a certain classroom where the kids that are in that classroom have some sort of special needs, whether it be like an ADHD or maybe autism on some spectrum. And yeah, I basically help out in the classroom, kind of help the kids that maybe need extra help. My ultimate goal is I'm working on my teaching degree, and so I'm about a semester or two away from finishing my teaching degree. And so eventually, theoretically, I'll try to become a teacher. That doesn't mean I'm stopping YouTube or anything like that. I'm full on YouTube all the way, baby. But I also want to kind of pursue, you know, some other interests, and you know, it's good to have a good background and a good degree, you know, to have on the side. So kind of juggling both, you know, while I can, obviously, and see how it goes.
Harmin, you can't get any closer than that, dude.
What? That's insane.
You don't want to get your head in one of these whizzing frisbees from Harmin here, man. I mean, the force and the velocity and the power behind his...
That's pretty powerful.
Nicely done.
That was, yeah, sometimes you get those perfect kind of curves where it's just enough curve to where it gets like right where you want it, next to the goal. And that one was pretty much the best throw I've thrown, probably. Yeah, I ended up spending about 35 days, and I went to, I think, 5 states, and I filmed about 100 videos. So I wanted to film more, but I think I got a decent amount. Again, it depends on how much I upload. If I upload a lot per week, then that 100 videos is going to go away pretty quickly. So again, I work full time outside of my YouTube, and so I can only really film on my time off. So sometimes it makes it difficult. If I run out of videos from my previous trips, I kind of have to just go out and film something. Otherwise, I'm going to have no content. So just always on the grind, always filming. Always doing something.
Never a lazy day for Harmin.
Not too much. Oh.
Hey, at least it's straight, right?
It's straight, and it skipped about 30 extra yards, so
nice.
It shows that I do care, and I really do care about you guys commenting, because you don't have to do that. So I do my best to try to reach out back to, you know, all of you guys who leave a comment. So
awesome.
My initial thought for next summer is probably kind of an East Coast trip, and hopefully Canada, as I've never been to like the Upper East Side. Like I've never been to Maine or Vermont or New Hampshire, any of those states. So it's a very good point, and that's why you kind of just have to do your best at staying whatever course you're going towards. And if you got a good mindset going and a good goal, most of the time you can reach it, but you can't be too far-fetched, otherwise that won't happen. An A grade, I would say, for just the scenery. It's not hot, and just, you know, it's always a blast hanging out with Gus here. So I would highly recommend, if you're ever in the Monroe, Washington, Snohomish County area, this is always a go-to spot.
Anytime I get a chance to hang out with my cousin, Harmin, it's just an honor. You've really developed a pretty good-sized community of friends and followers. And
definitely,
buddy, I know I can speak on behalf of a lot of your followers, but, you know, thank you for putting in the work that you put in.
At the end of the day, you're kind of reaching towards or going towards a certain goal. Yes.
Harmin with the putt.
That is good for me, because I'm usually terrible on the last toss. So, whew.